Alright, hello everyone and welcome back. I looked at these a little bit before and there was, honestly a lot of these are just easy to do, would be repeats of some of the stuff we've done prior, so I think we're gonna just do a little bit of focus on that. This could be an easy one to do, but we're gonna try to focus, I think, on getting the microbe consuming one today, and probably also this. So we're going to try to get your service patch, and then once we get to kill enough, eat enough microbes and then whatnot, we're going to try to become photosynthetic. We might even start doing that a little bit before that. Alright. It's kind of just, I guess, being a predatory plant this time around. Alright. So, obviously, I think I said before, even though we have the whole planet configuration stuff now, I'm not going to actually mess with these too much. It's only going to be the stuff I've begun messing prior. Alright, it should be good to go. Alright, of course, just normal start to the game. Also, apparently, I think, yeah, J is the hotkey to hit the 2x button. I found that out unintentionally, I think, during, I don't know, testing, or maybe it was actually one of the other recent games I did for the survival strategy series. Of course, if you ever have anything you want me to test out, just leave it as a comment down below so I can see it, and I'll give it a shot, see if it's viable enough. Because I've had fun actually challenging myself to different playstyles that I generally do not utilize whenever I'm actually doing games. Alright. Okay, I went to this before. I feel like that's an interesting spot for a cave. Huh. I have to mess with the tolerances, of course. Also, I have actually made a poll now for the naming of the planet I've been working on. Hopefully I'll actually remember to post it in the comments or the description of the video itself. Maybe I'll do a community post or something as well. Who knows? I'll have to see. Yeah, I don't actually plan on looking at the results at all for that until I actually go to see which of the names is the chosen name. Oh, there's the Spore Easter egg. Fun. There's a fun little thing to just see there. I can tell I'm being chased, but I can barely see the thing's chasing me. That's not good. I'm gonna grab a bit more glucose. There we go. Can I jump up here and still do this? Alright. Definitely do that then. I'll increase that. That's for certain. Being near the surface patches. Alright. I can't even see myself on the background now. Yeah, for the planet I've started working on the Erogenes, which are just like the mountain building events. And I'm going to focus on large igneous provinces, and then like the very end do the hot spots, and I plan on adding in the island arcs that would form near the end. That's just something I don't want to do. I didn't decide to do it immediately, but there are going to be some island arcs attached to the final continent. Well, final subcontinent, I should say. Yeah. Although this also means that I'm going to start doing some stuff for the naming of the continents to get that a little bit started. Pressure changes a bit. Temperature should be fine still. So a little bit of sulfur here. And about iron. Not a whole lot of iron. If I wanna, I can't even do it. So we'll just do another one of those. All right. Oh yeah, I've been with Thai for quite a while. It's definitely been a fun journey actually with it. Can't wait to experience more of what the game has to offer in the future. I feel like especially that's where some of these survival strategy kind of playstyles are really going to get more interesting, because we're going to have so much more we can try, and there'll be a whole bunch of new things we can attempt. Even though the next stage will sort of be an extension of the current sort of gameplay, I still think it's going to have a lot of interesting and fun things to test out. Alright. Still 1% of my level. Increase the UV resistance. Getting closer to the surface patches. Alright. I do what I can to keep myself safe from the UV radiation. No, it's not a whole lot at the moment. It's so play it safe, of course. That is definitely not me, and it's big and I feel like it could eat me, which I do not like. Yeah, I don't actually know how long we plan on being working on developing the next stage of the game. I personally think it might actually be a lot quicker than this one, because we already have most of what we're looking for already kind of present. That makes sense within Thrive itself, since we're just doing it off of the current microbe stage. Regardless, though, yeah, regardless, there's definitely things we're going to be adding into that stage and whatnot that are new to that stage specifically. Also increase my action resistance a little bit. Okay. Honestly, I might actually try to finish up the remaining achievements actually in this video, which means you have to, well, consume a lot of other cells. We have to consume some radiation. I don't think I can, I don't think I can look at them right now. I'll have to do that in between the game. A little bit of hydrogen sulfide, it looks like. Ow. I need to find some glucose. There's some glucose. Now it's not a lot, but there's definitely more over here. Alright. Also the thylakoids now. I also wanted to move to here. So finding that in that regard. Okay. Let's keep things moving. Can I eat any of these cells that are currently here? I'm going to assume no, at least not at my current size. If I get a little bit bigger, I could. I just said can. Yeah, not at the moment. Once I get bigger, perhaps. Let's see now if I can grab something. Alright, definitely do it now. It's a bit of a buffet, so let's take advantage of it, I feel like. Come on. I don't even know what I'm at. Oh. Well, now I know the progress. Come on. I need to consume a bunch of guys. Because once we can get the achievement, we can just focus on just being a plant, in all honesty. Bit of a progress there, I think there was. At the same time, if the goal for us is to just get achievements, I don't need to actually fully finish this game. Come on. Get over here. I feel like I must be in the 30s at this point. Could be wrong, of course. I do wonder how this is going to affect their population. I feel like I might be single-handedly causing an actual massacre. At least an extinction, to some degree. sure which ones I can go for. Come on. There's another one. I think someone's gonna be my special 50th one. Which one will end up being? Who gets to be number 50? It'll cost you your life, but I need for an achievement. So you may at least be happy. Guess that was it. This. Maybe we get the other achievement. Guess not yet. And one of these. Alright. Yeah, it's also gonna be really fun to see actually the AI being able to move into the sort of early multicellular stage and all that, because it's be fun to see what it does, especially given the ability to differentiate the cells, how crazy will some of the different cells be when it makes its colonies and all that. Will it, or maybe it could just work off. Okay, I finally got that achievement. I'm gonna enter the editor. I'm gonna save it here. Hunt. Alright, and then from the menu, which ones do we have left still? We've got the no changes and radioactivity. Okay. That shouldn't be too hard. I honestly don't care about the whole patch thing. Alright. Oh, I actually hit one of the cheat buttons. My bad. We'll have to just restart it then. Because once you hit cheats, you can't get achievements. Which is gonna be a pain, especially when I want to do some of the one, especially once the game gets bigger. However, I guess there we'd be focusing more on specific playthroughs instead of specific episodes. So it'll probably get changed on that. I was also thinking about making this update treated as if it was like a season 2 of it, but there's not been a whole lot of changes. Honestly, that I think would really warrant such like a season 2-esque treatment, if that makes sense. Of course, for this, we are going to be trying to race for the nucleus. And in a way, we're going to be following sort of what the evolution suggestion tells us. For the most part, it's going to be in line with what we also want to be doing. Yep. Just do it right here. Curious to see what it looks like. This lone piece over here. That's funny. Alright. Do that. And that. And since we already have the Melanizome, but we gotta get the nucleus for it. We can have hydrogen sulfide and iron. Of course, I think the iron thing is only for when you move to a new patch, so that is not actually changed how I thought it was. Previous video when I said it was changed, that must have been, I must have moved a patch. Must move over an entire patch for that to happen. Which is where you see more of that stuff actually occurring. Restock on what I can from the editor. What about that at all? It says no changes. Interesting. I guess we'll just do this out because that always seems to increase the prediction, population size. Some iron. I've always noticed that iron seems to fill up really quickly compared to some other compounds. I don't know if that's just a me thing or if that's just how it is. I feel like I've seen that kind of consistently. Of course, at some point, I should also be able to get like flagellum and some other stuff like that, which should be a pretty good benefit to us being able to move quicker. Find the required energy sources and all that. Alright. That is a membrane change. Already. I think that's kind of an early membrane change, honestly. This will go green. Are you sure, game? Like, are you sure that's the best thing to be doing? I've never seen it suggest a nucleus that early on. Instead, I'm going to make sure we have a bit more room. I'm going to be at like going to be 20 more, which I've mentioned prior. It really insists on the nucleus. I didn't actually look at the last one's evolutionary tree, but I am curious about the one that did a membrane change. Is it that? No. This one. Yeah, chitin. That's this one branch that had the chemosynthesis thing just dropped it, so it's back to being a basic thing. So I must not have. Oh, I don't think I turned on. Well, that actually would make sense as to why there was no other suggested things for a moment there. I forgot to turn the Life as We Know It stuff off. sort of just stuck with what we got. But we can still make do. Very slow, cumbersome cell. Also, ADHD making me jump around topic to topic like it's no big deal. When I mentioned earlier about like the future stages with dealing with the editor stuff, well not editor, the cheat menu, it'd probably only be in regards to when I want to do actually like the achievements for those stages, which I mean I will also of course try to do. But at that point, I probably would be trying to play more of the games normally, so we'd be seeing full growths. Oh, it looks like that one went off the patch. You can kind of tell from some of the looks that it has speciated. I still don't think we can get this. No. I don't know why it's recommending it. Okay, now I think we can actually pull that off. For a little bit, we just try to make ourselves a bit more movable. Alright. But yeah, I probably will be doing the future stages, like a full-on playthrough, multiple episodes for them. And then again, one thing actually, remember, like mentioning and is already planned, is that you will always be able to do some editing of stuff from oh, that thing has cellulose. Wait, hold on, cellulose. I thought, wasn't it chitin that the thing had? So did something, okay, that's chitin. Cellulose, okay, that thing gained cellulose, so now I have two different membrane types. Besides the basic normal one. That's us, I don't know why I'm checking that. And this thing is still just being itself, okay. Yeah, depending on what things are like, I'll probably attempt to do each of these like an iron eater, sulfur, maybe even a radiation eater, depending on if it's viable at that point, as like for larger species and macroscopic gameplay. There's a version that actually works that way. Yeah, I'll probably try to do playthroughs of these different ATP energy types. Keep on engulfing these cellulose ones. Dear Lord. It's getting a little annoying. Should also top up my iron. Okay. We should now be able to do a nucleus. Right. I got just enough. This could be rough. Have some faith in myself. Have some faith in me. Thing to note though with the melanosome is that it can be a little tricky because it looks like you have a lot more ATP production than you may actually have, since of course it only works if you have radiation. Currently in this part, the environment tab, because it's always going to show it regardless in the cell editor as if it's permanent energy, but unless you have it present near your cell, you're not going to actually be gaining any ATP from radiation. I think another thing I might want to grab is a lysosome so I can actually eat some of these things. That's been annoying me. is that? I feel like silicon's showing up now. But silicon... No, silicon's that. Let's make sure we don't mess with that unintentionally. As you're going to see, this is going to jump up a ton when I add this on. Like so. But this is only when there's radiation present, so we can't simply rely on it. Laros. It's not even in here. Damn it. Was I on my patch? Yeah. It's not even in my patch. There's no point in doing that. Okay. Apparently I need to engulf more microbes to get the lysosome. Okay. Alright. Need to find some way to actually have something I can consume. If I get someone to get that, that'd be nice. Like one of the few things I can actually eat at the moment. There we go. Okay. Everything down here is different membrane types now, which makes it really hard. Inside the ferroplast now. I'm gonna just do what it's telling me with the, and get some back rolls. So I can, this one's gonna modify iron. That one I already did. And you, I think, should be sulfide. Alright. Yeah, that's not good. There's iron right up here if I can get to it. It's not a lot. Probably not going to survive. There's a little bit more here. Oh, this is not looking good. It was risky. Make that big gap. I am paying for it. Okay, I'm not gonna make it. Just do that, why not? Now I know there's some iron there. I can get... So you can see that my ATP production shows that it's pretty much just non-existent. Likely due to the fact that it is considering the melanosome as part of my ATP production permanently. some more iron there. That's a good amount. Finally got a bit of a boost in speed. There's some radiation that I can utilize. I'm going to take a little bit of damage there, but keep me at nice speed for a bit. Okay, I killed myself with radiation. I didn't have enough health. So one problem with lowering your membrane health, I guess your cell's health with the membrane being more fluid. It's a risk you take. That achievement. And now I'm going to just sit around in the editor. Oh god. I may have done it again. Okay, no, looks like I'm fine. So we didn't do very well. Yeah, everything has. Except for some normal membrane stuff going on still, but I think there's a lot more with the membrane switch. I also, I already mentioned the last thing I need to do is no changes, so we're going to just bypass that, and there you go. Alright, that should now be all of the achievements. And just do one last check in the menu. Not credits. Achievements. Alright, yep, we got all of them at the moment. Alright, thanks for watching, and have a good day, everyone, and hope to see you in the next one.